What if I told you the man who changed crime investigation forever used to be one of France's most wanted criminals? He escaped from prison more than once. He lied, he fought, he fooled the police for years. Everyone thought he'd die as a criminal. But then, everything changed. The guy everyone was chasing became the guy chasing criminals. And the methods he created would influence police forces all over the world. This is the unbelievable true story of Eugène François Vidocq, the criminal who helped create modern detective work. Vidocq wasn't born into a rich family. He was born on July 24, 1775, in the quiet French town of Arras. His father owned a bakery and hoped his son would grow up to live a simple, honest life. But Vidocq had other plans, even if he didn't know it yet. As a kid, he was fearless. He climbed rooftops, picked fights, ignored the rules, and was always looking for his next adventure. The people around him saw a troublemaker. No one could have imagined that this wild kid would one day change police work forever. As Vidocq got older, the adventures became more dangerous. What started as childish mischief slowly turned into real trouble. He loved taking risks. He hated following rules, and he always believed he was smarter than everyone else. Before long, he was getting into fights almost every week. He spent his nights gambling, hanging around soldiers, and making friends with people his parents wished he'd never met. Without even realizing it, Vidocq had taken his first steps into the criminal world. Then came the moment that changed Vidocq's life forever. One day, a fight got completely out of control. Nobody knows every detail for sure, but what started as another argument quickly turned violent. This time, it wasn't just another street fight. The authorities got involved. Vidocq was arrested. For the first time in his life, he found himself standing in front of the justice system. He probably thought he'd be back on the streets soon. He had no idea this arrest would start a journey that would turn him from a criminal into one of history's most famous detectives. For most people, prison is where freedom ends. For Vidocq, it was where his real education began. Inside those cold stone walls, he met professional thieves, expert forgers, smugglers, and some of the most dangerous criminals in France. Most prisoners saw enemies. Vidocq saw teachers. He listened more than he talked. He watched everything: how they lied, how they planned, how they escaped. Without realizing it, he was collecting the knowledge that would one day make him the perfect detective. Most prisoners spent their time counting the days. Vidocq spent his time looking for a way out. The walls, the locks, the guards, he studied everything. Records show that over the years he escaped from custody more than once, often by using disguises, quick thinking, or taking advantage of moments when security was weak. Every escape made him more famous and more dangerous in the eyes of the police. Soon, officers across France knew his name. Catching Vidocq was hard. Keeping him locked up was even harder. Every time Vidocq escaped, his legend grew. People couldn't believe one man could outsmart the police so many times. Some admired him, others feared him. To the police, he wasn't just another criminal anymore. He was unpredictable. He could change his clothes, change his name, blend into a crowd, and disappear before anyone realized he had been there. Ironically, these were the exact skills that would later make him an incredible detective. After years of running, something changed. Vidocq had spent most of his life looking over his shoulder. He knew every trick criminals used because he had used them himself. And that's when he had a crazy idea. What if he stopped running and started helping the police instead? At first, almost nobody trusted him. Why would the police believe a man who had spent years escaping them? But Vidocq made them an offer they couldn't ignore. He didn't just know criminals, he knew how they thought. And that made him something the police had never had before. The police decided to take a chance. Instead of locking Vidocq away, they put him to work. At first, he worked as an undercover informant. He walked the same streets, visited the same taverns, and talked to the same criminals he once called friends. But this time, he wasn't planning crimes. He was stopping them. Because Vidocq understood something no one else did. If you want to catch a criminal, sometimes you have to think like one. In 1811, everything changed. Vidocq was put in charge of a small investigative unit in Paris. That unit would later become known as the Sûreté. But Vidocq didn't investigate crimes the old way. He built files on repeat offenders. He used undercover agents. He connected clues instead of relying only on confessions. He believed every criminal left behind a pattern, if you knew where to look. Many of these ideas sound normal today. Back then, they were revolutionary. Without realizing it, Vidocq was helping invent modern detective work. Vidocq didn't just solve crimes. He changed the way people thought about crime. His ideas spread across Europe. Police departments started keeping better criminal records. Undercover investigations became more common. Detectives began paying closer attention to evidence instead of relying only on confessions or eyewitnesses. His life was so unbelievable that famous writers borrowed pieces of it for their stories. A former criminal, who became one of history's most famous crime fighters. It almost sounds like fiction, but it really happened. Eugène François Vidocq died in 1857, but the ideas he introduced never disappeared. Today, detectives all over the world still use methods built on the same basic principles he believed in. Observe carefully, understand the criminal's mindset, follow the evidence, and never stop asking questions. It's hard to believe that one of the most important names in the history of criminal investigation started out as a wanted fugitive. Maybe that's why Vidocq's story is still so fascinating today, because sometimes the people who know crime best are the ones who can stop it. Before you go, here are 3 surprising facts about Vidocq. First, many historians believe he inspired famous fictional detectives, including characters created by writers like Victor Hugo and Edgar Allan Poe. Second, after leaving the Sûreté, Vidocq founded one of the world's first known private detective agencies. And third, even today, historians still debate where the line ends between the real Vidocq and the legend he created around himself. Either way, one thing is certain. Without Eugène François Vidocq, the history of detective work might have looked very different. If you enjoyed this story and want more unbelievable true stories from history, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.